Yeah. Right. Okay. So the first game's on, Fiona. It's on. It's on. Okay.
It's
Good.
on.
Yeah.
Right, I need to get my act together. I think my brain just froze there for 10 seconds. I just sat here
Let's
and
hope.
just
Let's hope none of
blank.
these players get brains freeze. Otherwise, they'd be in serious trouble.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so let's go. Wesley, so against Elias Usyk.
and okay, Wesley playing an opening where he can try to grind down his opponent. And I'm going to try to bring up the other games. By the way, I'm just if you see them coming up, Akobian's okay. We have to just see how late Akobian turns up. He's always late. This is a blitz game.
He is here. He is here. He played his. No, he's not
Ooh,
here. Sorry.
he only
So
just
he
played a
lost
move.
10 seconds of his
Okay.
time.
Phew.
Not
Oh,
quite as critical.
okay. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go Wesley or do you want to go to? Let's get rid of that one. Just let me get this all sorted. I've got to make some small changes here because it is going to be very interesting to keep on these games. Let's have a look at Wesley, and I think Wesley has basically gone for a sensible setup, Fiona, where he's going to go for maybe the so-called Moroxy bind with e4, and this is the kind of position where a better player generally wins because the better player has the more space, it's easier to play, it's very hard for black to play. Black doesn't have many breaks, so I like Wesley's position. He should win this one. The games I'm more interested in the first round, I'll be honest, like Ben versus Eric, because he's a closer. We're going to keep an eye when it started. Let's go to Ben versus Eric, shall we, Fiona? Straight away.
Let's go there. Yep.
Okay. And, well, what was the
I
opening
think this
here?
is our first Sicilian of the night. We haven't had any.
We had one closed Sicilian earlier on, which
Yeah,
Fabiano...
that's true. Yep.
But, yep, this is a closed sort of Sicilian. And we see Ben with the black pieces. It resembles like a King's Indian attack here. You've got to put Eric as favourite for this game, haven't you, Fiona? And for all of his blitz games.
I think so. I think Ben has really had a bad night, but he must have been winning against Eric the first time around. So I'm sure he'll be out for revenge. And also after, he didn't do very well in the first 4 games, but this is his chance for redemption.
It is his chance for redemption. And, time-wise, Eric's only spent a couple of seconds. You remember, you do get 2 seconds per move. It's going to be hard for us to keep an eye on all games. We'll do our best. Mission impossible, hey, Fiona? So,
Simon, I'm not sure what happened with Akobian. His game has just restarted.
his game has restarted. Can you do that when you get a bad position? Because otherwise I'd have saved myself loads of problems in life.
I'm not sure what happened there.
Okay, let's just have a look. Okay, the game restarted, but okay, ho-ho, it doesn't matter. Let's just stick for a couple of moves with Eric's game. He's just gone c4.
By the way, Simon, just someone was asking in the chat what happens if this is an 8-8 draw again, and I will need to wait for Greg to answer that because I don't actually know.
We pass out, literally, and we literally pass out, and then we have another 8-game match of 1 minute chess. If that's a draw, then I basically will just end up under the table somewhere with my hand just going, oh. Okay, so I think that's what happens, basically, officially, according to the official possibilities. Why do you have to ask such difficult questions?
Okay, Simon, let's go to Fabiano Caruana, who is producing another attacking effort here against Nicolas Rosenthal.
Okay, and very quickly, we have French and Nicholas, one of the heroes, well, the hero of round 4, in my opinion, one of the main ones. And we have the classical system, and now we have Fabiano going for f5, and this is a move that always scares me. You know, when I play the French defense, if my opponent ever gets f5 in, generally something has gone wrong because you are just getting ready to open up the king, and the king is not castled. If you take on f5, well, then you get completely destroyed along the d file. So I think this is going very well. I think the key games really are going to be Ben's game and Akobian's game. I really think Wesley's going to win this one, and Fabiano. We can pretty much say these guys unless something major happens. So let's go back to one of those. Should we go to Akobian and see how that goes?
Let's go to Akobian, who's down to under. Sorry. It was Ben Feingold, who is under a minute already against Eric Hansen. And by the way, Greg and Mike Klein, hi Mike, have informed us that in case of another 8-8 tie, it will be sort of a penalty shootout. So they will play one more round, so just 4 games, and they will play until there is a winner, if that makes sense. I didn't explain that very well. But
Okay.
they will play again at 3+2, and as soon as there is a winner of one round, that team will go through.
Can that go on for the next sort of 5 hours then? No, of course, it's so unlikely.
Yes.
It's so unlikely that will actually occur. So we got to expect that won't occur. And looking at this game, because this is a key game, because if you look at the players who are playing, really, on rating, it's the board 2 and 3, so it's a closer gap. And we see Akobian with the white pieces getting this position, which, what's he doing on time though, Fiona? Has he got internet problems? If he has, this could throw away the match.
I don't know what he is doing. I wonder if there is something wrong.
Is he firing up Houdini, do you think? No, of course he's not. I didn't mean that. That was a joke. I'm not being serious. Well, I mean, if he loses on time, that is I mean, we've got to stick this. I think he's got internet problems.
I think he's disconnected, probably.
This is something you've got to make sure in these internet things that you've got to make sure are okay. Get yourself a secure internet. $7,000 at stake, and you lose it on the internet connection. I mean, I know things can go wrong, as they have done today, but this is, well, has he lost? Has he lost on? He's lost on time.
Lost on time.
Whoa.
And meanwhile, Wesley has beaten Elias Usyk. So let's go to Eric Hansen against Ben Feingold.
I mean, that was really, really brutal there. And Ben, only 15 seconds left, so we can expect Eric to win this one, no?
Simon, I know I just said to go there, but let's go to Fabiano Caruana, who's apparently blundered against Nicolas Rosenthal.
What is happening today? Okay, let's have a look. So, knight c4, knight d4, and now bishop g5. Black's pieces have suddenly come round the angles. Knight takes b2. Boom. Boom. This guy is a Terminator of GMs. He could be a hero. And this is a terrible... Oh, no. Okay, what's happening? Let's have a look. And what's going on?
I don't know, Simon. I don't know what's going on. This is madness. I mean, this is just madness.
Well, if we count material here, at the moment in time, Black is in exchange up. I think that's clear. But it's only exchange. You're playing Fabiano. Fabiano has got some tricks up his sleeve. Look at that.
And look at that king.
Look at both kings.
Look at both kings, indeed.
Can't you go knight b3 check? Wins, doesn't it? Why didn't he? Oh, he wants to go knight b3 check. This is his aim. Knight b3 is a killer. If you go knight b3, oh, he stopped it. Knight b3 and queen a3 is my idea. It looks like the black king's got out of trouble, Fiona, and it's the white king which will suffer here.
I mean, if Nicolas Rosenthal beats Fabiano Caruana, I mean, wow.
What a result.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know what's happening. It just looks like a mess here. I don't think... well, Fabiano's clearly made this position incredibly messy. It doesn't seem like Black's threats are really going anywhere at the moment. I said Black's king was safe, but not when that bishop gets in line with it. So I think Fabiano has fought back well here, Fiona. I think Fabiano will win this one. I think so. That would be my prediction. Yeah. I expect Kobian, by the way, Fiona, is just going, he's ringing his internet provider now. Come on with my internet, you silly people.
Running to the internet cafe.
Yeah, with his computer on his back. Get off the computer. I need a computer. I've got a match to win. Chess match. Seeming like, okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think the dream's going here. Eddie, the E-pawn's coming up the board. Black's attack hasn't got through. Close, but no cigar, Fiona, I feel. Yeah.
I agree. Shall we check back in with... Do you want to stick with this one, or do you want to quickly check in with Eric and Ben?
Let's go to Eric and Ben, because the time situation here, and we'll just go current position... Oh, I don't know what's happening, is very low for both players. Wow. What is happening here? I mean, it's equal on material, Fiona. Whose king is in more danger? Bishop b7 threatened. I don't know.
Okay, so pieces are coming off, thankfully.
It's making it a bit easier to understand. The A pawn is some danger, but I kind of feel at the moment that white has. Oh no, maybe not. I don't know. It's about even. Even. Yeah.
I feel slightly hysterical, I have to say. Like, I feel like just sitting here and giggling my way through the blitz playoffs because there's so much happening. I mean,
it's very, very hard to keep up with it all. And at the moment, well, white has gone a pawn up, so it now looks like Eric has good winning chances with his one pawn here. But Ben can try to blockade that. The danger is, if this king can somehow get its way in to attack the g-pawn, I think that king shouldn't have been allowed to e5. You know, it's got to e5. It's advanced a lot, and there's a lot of problems here with black. There's too many areas of the board that black has to watch out for. As soon as the king goes this way, you allow the white king in. So I think this is probably losing for Ben, I'd imagine. And if we look at the scores so far, it's one game all.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's going to be 3-1 at the end of the first round, no?
And I have to say, I'm really curious what will happen to Akobian, because he really has to sort out his internet issues, because you can't really afford to lose game. He was a rating favorite, and you can't afford to lose too many games through disconnection.
That's right. Well, let's go to Fabiano's game, because this is clearly over now.
Yep.
And Eric has got an important victory there. And over to Fabiano's game. He's a piece up now. Has he got the right queening pawn? Yes, he has. You've got to check the rook's pawn. As long as it's the same colour as your bishop, you should be winning.
Yeah.
And he will win this one, I would have thought, eventually. He's going to win the
again, a commendable effort from Nicholas Rosenthal, who was probably winning at some point. Maybe winning at some point in this game.
So round one, Fiona, 3-1 to the ChessBrahs, it looks like, yeah? 3-1. Yeah. And is Ben still going? He should resign. I don't know why he's still playing. He has resigned.
It's over.
Yeah. So round two to start shortly. ChessBrahs, I think, big favourites now after that one, but they seem to have the edge in blitz. And maybe, Fiona, an important thing is Akobian's internet no. This could be a telling factor, because he's a key player.
Yeah, I mean, this severe score in round one is mostly down to Akobian losing without really playing.
Yeah, I mean, two issues maybe that are facing the St. Louis Archbishops, and you know, this is really important that. You know, it's understandable. First of all, the internet's bad. This happens to all of us. I'm sure we've all wanted to beat up our computer. And the second thing is Ben's having a bit of an off day. Again, it happens to all of us. Understandable against such a strong opposing team as well. But at the moment, these little factors could be very important. Who's going to save it for St. Louis then, Fiona?
I don't know. I think Wesley So has been such an incredible... I think Wesley So and Nicholas Rosenthal have really been the two standout players for St. Louis. David Priss is saying that if any of your four players is not connected to the internet, that's a key player. But I mean, we've seen the Archbishops pull it back once in the match. So I still think a comeback is possible, but they will need to up their game.
Yeah, I mean, look at scores again. 3 rounds to go. The pairing for the next round. I mean, games that I think really important here is we're going to have to see how Akobian's internet is. You would expect this round to go 2-2, of course. Wesley playing amazing chess. He's just destroying everyone. He had one draw with Fabiano. Fabiano's only had one draw. He's in a bit of trouble in that last round. Eric, I'm looking forward to Nicholas versus Eric, because this Nicholas character is playing. He's playing brilliant chess. He's been a hero. Yeah. He's been a hero of the Archbishops in my eyes. Wesley at the top and Nicholas. Ben and Akobian have pulled results out when they need to, but they've got a real uphill struggle now. And you don't want to be a lot of points down at the halfway stage. So we're keeping an eye for when these games starts, but of course.
And apparently, Jacobian is still not back in the play zone, which is bad news for the St. Louis Archbishops. And someone was pointing out in the chat, and I agree, that also for the Montreal ChessBrahs, I don't think they are too happy about this, because it's not what you want. You don't want to win because you're playing a team that's a player down.
I heard a rumor just a second ago, Fiona, that actually Arman of the ChessBrahs has popped over to St. Louis, and he's actually found a way to disconnect Jacobian's internet. He's shut the provider down. The whole of St. Louis is in danger, and he's doing a great little spy job. So I'm not sure I agree with you on that one. But of course, they want to win fair and square, don't they? They don't want to win by someone not being able to connect. But it's part of the game. If you don't turn up at the game, it's something you should really have double, triple checked before you get going. But on the other hand, internet can be internet.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I mean, it should be good internet most places in the world now, though, shouldn't there, Fiona?
Absolutely. Yeah. I hope he finds a way to sort it out.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
and also, who's on after us, Fiona? Because just to remind everyone, do stay tuned. The world champions playing after us. And
absolutely. After us, it's David Pruss and Jesse Cry.
Yeah. Yes.
So that will be, I couldn't have asked for any more excitement than this blitz tie playoff. But once we are done here, I will make I secretly hope that my mom has been making dinner. She might even be watching. You never know. She quite enjoys watching. So, Mom, if you're watching, would love to have dinner when I'm done. And put the feet up, and I'm really looking forward to see that.
I love that. Give your mum a shout out in your house to get dinner on. I mean, that's really cheeky. Mum, get dinner on. So we should let everyone know. After us, it is the two teams playing are the Norway Gnomes with Magnus Carlsen, and then you've got the Swedish Snowballs who've got they got a number of good players, but one that stands out is
Jobava. I mean,
Jobava.
I'm really looking forward. I'm always looking forward to Jobava's games, of course. He's a lunatic. He's a lunatic. He's a brilliant chess player, and I expect another very close match.
Yeah, I mean, Jabbar is a great player to watch. I mean, he beat MVL. He was really important in their victory last time. And we can have a look at the brackets because we're still waiting for the games to start. And looking at the current brackets, this is the situation. We're dealing with the right-hand side, which is the Atlantic Division and the Pacific Division. So whoever wins this one, ChessBrahs slight favourites at the moment, goes through to the final, being played tomorrow. So you've got a weekend of chess. Yeah. And after us, you've got the Gnomes, who are the top left ones from the division me and Fiona were covering. Magnus Carlsen, and they're playing against the Swedish Snowballs. So tomorrow, I think the final is starting at the same time as our broadcast, but we'll just confirm that in the chat as
I think
well.
It's 7 p.m. Central European time, so 6 p.m. GMT. And also, if you don't know, I didn't know until today, we are losing an hour tonight.
Yes, we are.
European saving time, something.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and someone in the chat is saying, are they still doing a membership giveaway? I'll maybe announce the winner now. I think we are probably waiting for Jacobian, is my guess, why the games haven't started yet. So the winner of today's 1 month diamond membership is Hack Lover. Well done.
That's a good name. I like the name Hack Lover as well. A good name for for a diamond membership. Obviously likes his hacking, and this is for the person who commentates the nicest in the chat on the Chess.com TV.
And I think he's been here all afternoon long, but again today, so many people in the chat, probably more than on any other, more than ever before, and understandably so, because it's been a hell of a day. Some incredible chess, tension, blunders. Again, we had it all today, so it's fantastic day of chess.
Yeah, and we're just waiting, like say, for the games to start. And we have the first game has just started, and it is the game.
By the way, is the bracket thing still?
No, not anymore. Okay. No, we're up. So okay, so we have Wesley, so the black pieces. And he's gone for a very sharp line here. I really hope white plays bishop g5. This is the sharpest way you can play this position as white. Get that bishop out. I remember I had this against Wesley once on a blitz game, and I got a fantastic position in a blitz game playing this. I'm disappointed by that. This is one of the more boring lines, and against stronger players for you. And I don't think you should go for dull positions and try to draw. Because a better strategy in my eyes is complicate the position, try to go for it. Like, you know, in the last round we saw that Fabiano nearly lost when his opponent went for glory and went for a crazy attack. This is a much better strategy to play, I think. So
yeah, I think we had this discussion many a time, and we always agreed that if you're up against these monsters, just go for it.
I'm just bringing up, by the way, for everyone, so everyone knows what's going on, all the games now. So we should have all the games. It just takes me a while, of course, to get things ready. That's been going on. So the board 1 game, current position. I mean, I think white is playing basically for a draw. Typical idea, rook b1, the minority attack when you do this. What black aims to do is play on his half-open file. So in these positions, generally, you go rook e8, try to get the knight to e4 and go f5 and play in the centre on the king side. I think this is exactly what Wesley will be happy with. Let's go to board 2. And is Jacobian in the game? He is. So he seems to have got his internet working, Fiona.
Good news. Good news for Jacobian, but also for all of us spectators, I would say. Now, what about his position?
Well, he's black here, and I'm just making sure there's no rook takes d7. It seems like white has a very small advantage. And let's remember, Jacobian really needs to start winning some games, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he's outrating his opponent by over 400 points, but I'm struggling to see how he will create any chances here.
It's going to be hard, but again, I think the normal thing that happens in these symmetrical positions in blitz, the higher rated player will find a way through because it's a long maneuvering game, and the less experienced player, like for example, white, can obviously go wrong at some point. So I think this strategy is normally not good, but white is in no trouble here whatsoever. Is f5 winning a piece? I say f5. Is f5 trapping a piece? Is winning a piece?
Oh my god!
I say that, and he's just blundered a piece. Blunder of the week. The knight is now trapped. I think he's just blundered a piece and blundered the game.
Incredible.
He's thrown it away in not a position he should be losing.
I mean, rook d2 must be the only move in that position that isn't like a direct giveaway. That just
unbelievable. Loses. Yeah, I mean that's horrible. Okay, Jacobian's going to win. Let's go to the next one. Can Ben start winning some games? And he's playing against Fabiano. This is a game you can prove all his problems, all his bad day can go away if he just beats an easy win against Fabiano. Can he do it? Let's have a look.
And Fabiano has been in an aggressive mood today, and I like it. I like the fact that f-file is semi-open.
Yeah.
I really like the game Fabiano has produced today. So king f1, and again, I don't think I really like this for white.
I think that's a mouse. Oh no, okay, it wasn't a mouse slip. I was going to say I thought he meant to castle, but of course the problem is if white castles here, rook takes f3, wins a piece. Yeah. Hence why he's gone king f1. This line is known to be very dangerous to white, Fiona. Black gets all this active play, and a key thing in blitz to remember, everyone, is if you're playing blitz, you want to have the initiative, even if it costs you a pawn, even if it costs you structure. The quicker the time.
I know you don't care much for pawns, Simon.
I hate the little guys. They just get in my way. I mean, Harry I've got a bit of an affection for, but if I can give him away, just have him. Have Harry. Poor guy. He's been sacrificed so many times in my games. You are the captain, Fiona, for a lot of my matches I play nowadays. So
I need to have a strong and solid heart to... You've probably cost me quite a few years of life expectancy already.
That's not very nice. I've cost you a couple of years of life.
Harry.
And I mean, I suppose this is sensible to try to get the rook around, but black has all the pressure here at the moment. All the pressure. Let's have a quick look at the last game as well. Eric Hansen's game. We'll dive over to there. And remember, the archbishops need to win some games. Current position, Eric with black. looks like he is. Let's just check this.
Let's
Whose
just
move is
count
it?
material.
He's 2 pawns. Is he 2 pawns up? No, it's equal material because White's got the rook, but it seems like his piece is dominating Fiona in the position.
I'm surprised. Look at Eric's time. He's over a minute down on the clock.
Yeah.
But how do you judge this position?
Well, I like Black. Black's pieces seem to be incredibly active in this position. They seem to be, you know, sort of flooding into White. I mean, you've got the Queen, the combination of these three, Queen, Knight, and Bishop, are doing a great job so far. So it should be very good for Black in this position. I'd imagine. King H1 played. Okay, so pick a game, Fiona. Should we go back?
Yeah, I was just wondering where to go. So Jacobian is on course of converting. To converting, should I say. Let's go back to Wesley So.
Yeah, and Wesley with Black, his opponent really, in my eyes, playing a bit negatively by taking on d5 and maybe playing for this draw in hand. That could be a bit critical of me. This knight has got to a good square. Still not an easy position for either players, because White can, if his aim is to simplify the position, at some point White can try to go along the lines of knight e5, swap the knights off, and swap another pawn off. So if he holds the draw, this is a great result, and that's maybe what he's just trying to do.
And just to let you know that Jacobian has beaten Usyk again by checkmate. We've seen a lot of checkmates tonight, and we said St. Louis really needed to start winning some games, so that's at least one.
That's right. And okay, so 1 up at the moment. Wesley still this game in the balance. He did go for this idea of knight d2. Let's see what he has in mind. He's got an advanced pawn and his knight stays in the strong square, but White's holding it together. So we'll come back to this game a bit later.
Because of the time situation, let's go to Eric Hansen, who's down to under 10 seconds against Nicolas Rosenthal.
Wow. And okay, and it's a very messy.
The have come off, and the e-pawn, Eddie, is running up the board.
Yeah, it's coming up the board, and if White, well, if the bishop can get to d5, which Eric's trying to do, he's trying to get both of his bishops working in this structure. You know, materially, you could say White, I think, is 1 point up, but that's not so important when Eddie is very near queening at the moment. I don't know. You know, this is just could go any way, I still feel.
I agree.
But that's a nice move, trying to take on h2. Probably White.
Yeah, I think Eric will win this one.
Let's stay with it, though, shall we?
Let's stay with this one, yeah.
Good move. Good aggressive move here. Now, tactically, what is happening, though? The rook, the more pieces that get swapped off, the more I like White's position, though, Fiona, somehow. If this rook can get in the game, let's give a check here. You know, get that check in. And maybe just play, if I can play king e2 and take this last pawn, I might be better here. You know, knight c4, just gang up on this pawn. Can I go knight c4? I mean, other ideas I can do. I like White all of a sudden. This could be a big upset.
I agree. Yeah, this would be a massive upset and another much needed win. So knight f7.
I'm surprised by this. Is he going for some mate ideas? I don't see this working. I forgot g3 was on pre, I have to say. And, you know, now that he's lost these pawns, it actually looks like Eric's the one who's fighting back. We've got to remember just what a great blitz player
also with the time situation, anything can happen here. But those 3 pawns look very, very... Oh, there they go. I was just going to say, those 3 pawns look very dangerous.
I think that was a mouse slip. You know, we're seeing a lot of technical problems going on here.
Yeah, he wanted to go g5, of course.
I'll tell you what, looking dangerous, Fiona. That A pawn is looking dangerous now as well. That's a crafty tactic, but... And
by the way, Fabiano has won, and Alexandre Lesiège has held Wesley So to a draw.
What is happening? This ending is just key. I think White should be winning technically because this pawn is a lot harder to stop. You go king d5, get the king in. I really don't know. I mean, I just don't know. This could go any way here. Do you know that White offered a draw there? Really?
Sure, agreed.
I don't think he should have offered a draw. I think offering a draw it is a mistake there, because
I mean, you can never lose.
Well, the problem is you can force this knight away from the pawn. I know this is a fact. Let's say you go knight here. You know, I don't go a6 because I draw immediately, but you can slowly force it away, like here, here. I believe you can. I've said that now, and I'm trying to think how. Well, you can do. Can you do knight here now, for example? Knight e5 check. What about that, Fiona, as a move? Knight takes e5 forced, a6, and now is that pawn unstoppable? I mean, isn't this just completely winning for? Yeah. This is game over. So I think White had a win there, and he
no, but this isn't game over because
this is game over. I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why is this not game over?
Yeah, unless no, sorry, I was watching you with a slight delay.
Yeah, I think White could have played on there, and that could have been a big upset for Eric. But, I mean, still a good result there.
It's still a good result, but it's also strange to offer a draw in this, because you can't lose. I mean, yeah, I'm a bit surprised. So another, we have a tie in round 2, 2-2. A win for Fabiano Caruana against Ben Feingold, a win for Akobian against Ustedik, and 2 draws. A good draw for Alexandre Le Siège, but the Montreal ChessBrahs still 2 points in front, and the St. Louis Archbishops will need to win more games.
Sorry to interrupt you, Fiona. For a change, like the games have started automatically, and we got the action straight away. So round 3, off we go. We're off in round 3. And I've got all the games up, I think. Let me just get rid of them, because it's a lot to cover. Which game would you like to start with here?
Let's start with Wesley So against Eric Hansen, which I think is a key game in this round.
And this has started in Berlin. We don't like the Berlin, do we, Fiona? We don't like the Berlin. Boo, boo. We saw what happened when Ben tried to play the exchange French. He lost a piece in 10 moves. And I think that's the sin you have to play sometimes.
Oh my God. I just see in the chat, Nuki is informing me. Actually, tonight is Luxembourg against France in football. So my 2 countries. And Luxembourg has a penalty against France. So action everywhere. Yeah.
Action everywhere, as we say. So, okay, well, looking at this game, it's you know, I think Eric is saying, right, I'm playing Wesley So. I'm going to keep things sensible. I don't want to take 2 risks. But this didn't work for Wesley's last opponent. Didn't Wesley win the last game? I didn't have a chance to even look at that game score.
He drew.
It did work for his opponent then. So actually not a bad strategy. Board 2, Akobian now has his clock working. His clock. It's not a clock, is it? It's internet. And he's playing against Caruana, and this is a very closely fought match on paper as well, isn't it, Fiona? Akobian's got a lot of experience. Yeah. What's happening here? 2 bishops versus 2 knights. Seems okay for White to me at the moment.
Yeah, seems nice. I wonder where the black king. Which side will the black king go?
It has to go queen side. I mean, I don't think you can castle king side, because it would be a knight takes g5 trick there. That's a good point.
And Akobian opening up the position immediately with c5.
You know what?
I like Akobian.
Do you? I don't know. Is he a nice chap, or do you like him in a romantic way, or how do you like him?
The second I said
it. Sorry,
I like White's position.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, Fiona. So yeah, I mean, he's made a lot of progress with this pawn, but it depends to me if Black's bishop can come to life or not at the moment. Akobian with rook c1 and queen a4 ideas. I like his position as well, Fiona. I do. I think he must be better at the moment. Be a big upset, and they need to have a couple of upsets.
They need points, and it's already round 3. So after this, there will just be 4 more games. So they need to win this round to hope for a comeback.
You know, it'd be kind of funny, Fiona, wouldn't it, if it got to... It could be an 8-all again. It could be. You know, your mum's going to have to keep that dinner in the oven for you. Let her know now. Mum, keep the dinner in the oven. So
right, so let's go to Nicolas Rosenthal against Alexandre Le Siège.
I'm starting to go cross-eyed here. It's quite funny. Okay,
and we have another Dutch.
Another Dutch.
Rosenthal.
Right, well, it's another stone wall, Dutch. What is happening? Well, it seems like White has quite a nice position because he's controlling this B file at the moment in time. At the moment in time, the B file is under his control. He also can kick away the knight with F3. So I'd say positionally that White must be quite happy here. I'd say, you know, everything going his way. Just with a simple plan now, doubling on the B file. He's dominating the board. Looks very nice for White, Fiona. I predict a White win here. So this will be a White. Yeah. So what are we saying the score might be so far, Fiona, quickly?
I have no idea, Simon. I was just looking at the time situation. So I suggest we go back to Wesley So because Eric Hansen is down to under 20 seconds.
There's a surprise. So he's always down to under 20 seconds. Well, okay, Wesley, I think, has just played this great move. I want to show this move. In this position, one of the only tactics in the Berlin that happens, Fiona, is E6. You know, E6 occurs, and this is very dangerous to get the G6 square. And after pawn takes E7, knight G6 is floating in the air, and it's a pawn up. He can, at the worst case, win this one, but I think he's got a nasty tactic. He's won the game.
Yeah,
so a good game for
very
Wesley.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so the I keep calling them Arch Lewis. I need to stop this. So they're now just trailing by 1 point. Where do you want to go next?
Let's just go through the boards. Let's have an update on the boards very quickly, and then we can look at them in more depth. First of all, Kobian, who seemed to be doing okay, but now, okay, too many pieces have been exchanged. This F4 move is breaking things up. I thought he was doing okay because Black's queen side looked weak, but everything's covered now. Everything is covered.
Yeah, now suddenly the bishop pair is starting to work.
They're starting to work, and I think Black's better now.
Yeah.
Things have gone wrong. The knight is a very bad police very bad police officer.
Yeah, where can we? I was wondering where we can bring the knight to, but first of all, if you put it anywhere that isn't E1 or H4, G2 would be dropping.
The key move here is Queen C2. I was just thinking that. I mean, can you meet Rook C8 with Bishop F5? That's what I'm wondering. Then we get an ending where, okay, only... The danger, Fiona, is if the queens come off and everything comes off, this is when you can see the power of the two bishops.
Yeah.
And Black can only be better now. So I think here, let's go to the next board because it looks to me like Fabiano's changed this in his favour. I predict a win for him. Now, Ben's game, not having the best of tournaments, Ben, so far, best of competitions, best of matches, whatever it's called. Is Ben going to win this game, Fiona? It looks to me he might be doing well.
So Ben, let's have a quick material count. He's a pawn down. He's
a pawn down, but he seems
You've always told me pawns are worth nothing.
Pawns are worth nothing. Nothing. Who cares about the little guys?
Is E3 hanging, or what's happening there?
Well, I guess if knight... He's working out now. Knight takes E3, queen takes C6. So, rook takes E4 is nearly working. They're both moving very quickly here. Okay, White's starting to consolidate his extra pawn.
Yeah. And I think Ben really needs to win this game to keep St. Louis in the match.
He's just losing. I mean, he's a lot losing now. He didn't manage to create enough threats.
Yeah.
He's a pawn down, Fiona, but his pawns are horrible on the thing. White's pawns are tremendous. And I think you're right. This is a massive game, this one. Ben...
I think if Ben loses, I think the ChessBrahs could even clinch this with 1 round to go.
Well, what's the score? So Fabiano is going to win. That puts them 2 points up. If Ben loses, they go 3 points up. Let's have a look at the last board then, shall we? And see, because we definitely need on the last board a win, somehow from St. Louis. But that they're underdogs on this game. So this is the last board here. They're going to lose. They're a piece down here, Fiona.
Yeah.
So this could be a 3-1 for ChessBrahs. They're pretty much done it, I think.
And if it is a 3-1, that means they get to 8 points. So they would only need 1 draw out of the last round to make it through to the final.
Imagine if it's a straight flush for St. Louis and we're on again. It sounds like Groundhog Day. Come on, keep going, keep going. But
so let's go to Fabiano Caruana maybe.
Okay.
To see if he can convert this.
All right. So where are you?
He's one pawn. I think he will win this.
He'll win this one. I mean, he's great endgame player. Also, the time situation. The problem is here. Look, it's embarrassing. This king can actually come all the way around.
Yeah.
To e3.
And white can only move this light square bishop.
This king is literally coming to e3. This square here, as we're going to see, this is a winning plan. White, as you say, can only move the bishop, Fiona. You're right. And that king is just coming in. It's game over. It's game over. It's coming. It's coming in. Lovely technique, and he's won. Because,
and he has won on time, but the position was winning as well.
Yeah, well done,
Fabiano. Let's go back to Ben.
Yeah, okay. I mean, just to demonstrate, people might be wondering why is this winning? As you can't move the knight is pinned. You can't move the king because if you move the king, you lose your knight. As Fiona said, you can only move your bishop. Your bishop is on the light squares, so it can only control light squares, meaning the black king can walk its way in. When it gets to e3, you're threatening bishop takes d4. You win the piece, you're winning the game. Okay, so one game remaining.
Yeah, Alexandre Le Siège has beaten Niklas Rosenthal, so Ben Feingold against Elias Usedik, the last remaining game in this round.
And Ben, what color is Ben?
Ben, I think Ben has done some magic.
He has. He's won. He's going to win. Ben's going to win. He's going to win. I think he's got it. King to b4. And he's going to win the piece here. Oh,
wow.
Ben has pulled something out the hat there. This is winning now.
Absolutely winning. So that means going into the last round, the score will be 5-7.
What does that mean, Fiona?
That means that St. Louis need to win at least 3-1.
3-1. So, okay. And if they win 3-1, does that mean...
That means we go on. On and on we go.
All night long. Do, 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 do. Okay. Well, the game has to be over. This has been one of the... I mean, it must be weird for the match after us because we are keeping Magnus Carlsen waiting. It might be the only time in our life, Fiona, we get an opportunity to keep Magnus Carlsen waiting.
Do you think Magnus is watching us right now?
I think he's thinking, get these Muppets off the commentary. I want to play a game of chess. Oh, that's embarrassing, that last move. Yeah, because Magnus Carlsen was due to start playing. Let's remind everyone. And he was due to start playing about half an hour ago, but it's gone to playoff. Yeah. So they've had to delay the match between Magnus Carlsen and his opponent. So we are keeping him waiting. I love that. I love the fact we're keeping him waiting. We got to, it's like, come on.
Make the most of it.
Make the most of it. And we're going into the last round now. And the games are going to start soon, I think, Fiona.
But again, I mean, we saw earlier, what was the score? St. Louis won the last round 3-1.
I mean, I've got a score here that Ben Feingold's already won. What's happening there in the last round? No, they must have got that score up wrong. They've got the score. Guys, you need to change the score. They got him up as winning in round 4, but that should have been a win in round 3. So you need to change. Even the score inputters are getting tired, Fiona. So, okay, no.
And by the way, we're being told that Caruana against So has started already. So let's go there quickly. If things are happening,
I need a drink.
Happening fast.
3 games have started, and okay.
All 4 games have started, and so. St. Louis needs to win at least 3-1 to stay in the running.
3-1. And if they get to... Okay, yeah. So 3-1. Let me just make sure all games we got here. And which game should we go? Well, let's go to Wesley So versus Fabiano. We've got to start with this one. Yeah. 2 of the strongest players in the world are playing. And... Well, it's another French defence in Wesley So, which has been very popular. And this position here, is there much going on here? I don't know. I think maybe... I think I would say here it's roughly equal. Bit different to when, if you've been watching the whole lot of the commentary, congratulations, because you must be shattered. But if you remember the game Wesley So versus Eric Hansen, Wesley So managed to get his knights in on the queen side in that position. He can't do that here because the d3 pawn is actually quite good. it defends that square. So this is why he's trying to break in the centre. I still think Wesley's got quite a nice position here, being a French defence player. He shouldn't be worse here, Fiona. And they need maybe a win from Wesley, I'd say, to go to kick things off with.
I agree. So we'll keep an eye on it. Should we quickly check in with board 2 Hansen against Jacobian?
Yeah, and Eric, and this is again, Jacobian did beat Eric in the last game. Can he do it again? Jacobian. And this one, Caracan, has it been? Looks like a sort of weird Caracan with Eric having the white pieces here. Early days still, Fiona, in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I prefer white here, though, I have to say. But then I think every time I see f4 on the board, I'm like...
Yeah, I mean, if white can get this f5 move in, at some point, he will create an attack. But it seems like black has got a pretty decent Caracan. He still needs the castle and maybe then break with f6. So it just seems like a very tense position. Hard to know who has really got the edge here. I mean, next board. Should we go there, Ben?
Next board. So board 3, Ben Feingold against Alexandre Le Siège.
And you know what, Fiona? You know, we were saying Ben was having a bad tournament, but he has. He pulled up an incredible save in the last one. Yeah. He could still be the hero, Ben. He's just played this d5 move, which I really like. And I expect now he's getting ready to capture on d5.
And by the way, Nuki is making an interesting point in the chat, saying that in his opinion, Eric is playing far from his usual level tonight.
What, far above or far below?
I think far below is what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's still good enough maybe for the ChessBrahs to go through.
Probably good enough, yeah. But let's see if the St. Louis Archbishops can pull off another miracle comeback. So board 3.
Oh, hang on a minute. Here, do you have knight g6? I've just seen an amazing idea. Knight g6. Is that an idea, Fiona? Can you go knight g6 here? The point is, if you take that, I go rook takes d5. Bang! And I'm winning, aren't I, here?
So he's taken on d5 immediately.
Well, I thought queen e7 might be a possibility here when you pin the knight. That's why I wanted to play knight g6 first of all. That was a really interesting tactic.
That was interesting, yeah.
So, okay, we have to stick with the games, of course.
Yeah, let's stick with the game.
I might have been missing some tactic there. It's been a long day for all of us. Queen b6 played, and this is the last round. Last round. It looks like ChessBrahs are going to go through, but you never know in the last round. We need to get a win from Ben in this game, Fiona, I think, as well. Okay. This is another key game. Has he got winning chances here?
I think so. Why?
Well, I mean, it looks like his pieces are dominating blacks at the moment, and he's now, well, okay, he was threatening knight g6 in that last position, hence why black is trying to exchange. It looks like it should be a draw here. Opposite colour bishops, can't be much going on, but it's blitz, anything can still
I think it will be a draw. Let's go quickly to board 4, which we haven't seen at all yet. Rosenthal against Usidik.
Yeah. Okay, so...
And I think the Archbishops really need another piece of magic from Rosenthal, who produced a beauty of a game earlier on when he faced Elias Usidik.
He did indeed, yeah. And I think, you know, I mean, this looks... I mean, it's still so close. I mean, going through the predictions of this round, the positions of the last round. To me, this game, anything possible. White's kingside weak, but any result there. Ben, anything possible. It looks like Wesley So was better with black. So there's still a chance that St. Louis again can come back in the last round, Fiona. There is a chance.
I mean, that would be... Imagine if it's another 8-8 tie.
Well, I need a cup of coffee if that's the crazy. Case. Maybe with a cheeky whiskey inside, but yeah, it's possible again, and you're gonna have to keep delaying your dinner, Fiona. You know, so
my stomach has been grumbling. How do you call it?
Grumbling is correct. Yeah.
So anyway, let's go back to Wesley So and see if he can pull off a crucial win against Fabiano Caruana.
Right, so looking at the position, equal material. Again, going a little bit cross-eyed, but only a little bit. It seems like Fabiano is doing okay here because he's managed to activate his pieces. He was slightly worse against Wesley So in round 4 last time, but he held the draw. I think now there's so little material and Wesley hasn't managed to get anything. It should now be a draw. That'd be my...
I agree.
I mean, very quickly, Fiona, let's look at each board, see if they got a chance.
So moving on to board 2, Hansen against Jacobian.
Okay, Hansen against Jacobian. Very quick assessment. We're not going to go long. Well, here, it's still early days.
It's a mess. But time is, again, a factor. Eric down to 16 seconds.
Yeah, so unclear there. So we're going to draw. Unclear here. Board 3. And Ben... How is Ben getting on? Well, this looked like it should be a draw.
No, F7 is... No, F7 isn't dropping, sorry.
Well, Ben's slightly better here, but maybe not enough, you know. Only it should be a draw, but he can push a little bit because this rook is tied down. I mean, if you're white, you play with a win, no risk.
I agree, but I think this should be a draw. And if we say that Wesley So will also probably a draw, it means that St. Louis have to win. Yeah. So Jacobian has to win against Hansen and Rosenthal has to win against Usedik.
So let's go over to that one now. And if we go to, the player of the white pieces here has to win. This is kind of clear. But has he got any... Well, look at the time. He's got a time edge here. He's got control of the only open file. He should be better. This knight can hop around to some nasty places. White is clearly better here at the moment, in my opinion. So I think White will win this one with a time. I mean, maybe we've got to stick with one game now. It still looks like it could be 8-8.
Yeah, I can't believe that in the last round, all 4 games are still going. All results are still possible. I mean, this has been absolute madness.
I know.
Which game do you want to stick? I'll let you choose.
Well, let's stick with this one just because the time, just for now, is quite close. I mean, they're all really close games. I think White will get there. You know what, Fiona? I mean, I think someone was just saying we haven't been to the bathroom break yet, which is getting. I mean, I know you're getting hungry. I mean,
I'm starving.
I haven't noticed the time though. It's been such an exciting match.
I know.
That the time.
I mean, it's been amazing. It's been fantastic. And I mean, we're not done yet. We could be in for another round or another 2 rounds or another 3 rounds. So again, in case this match were to be an 8-8 tie again, it will be sort of a penalty shootout. So.
Did Ben win? We just got to... Apparently, Ben won. What a legend. What a legend.
Wow.
What a legend. They're coming back again.
So it's going to be incredibly close.
Oh, I told her a bit of pressure there, Fiona. Look, but still winning this. Unbelievable. Ben has been an absolute
he's
hero.
Really... Redemption.
The problem is, I mean, he slowly runs out of moves.
But let's go to Wesley So seems to be winning.
Oh my word!
Wesley So has somehow won honor. Are they going to pull out the biggest miracle in chess history?
I think they're going to come back. They needed at least 3-1. I think they're going to do it again in the last round. Edge of seat stuff. Edge of seats. But this game, really tense. Maybe
Ben is already in the chat, so well done to Ben.
Well done to Ben. A legendary victory there, Ben. So he's pulled it out of the bag for the team, and it's getting very tense here. Of course, Wesley should win this one. A key game, Eric Hansen, because this one was the only... Actually,
a draw. Just as we go there, it has been agreed a draw.
Unbelievable.
So what's the score now? I'm struggling.
Well, I think, actually, the ChessBrahs are going out. I think they're going out. I think they're going to lose 3.5 half. They needed only 1 point. I think they're going to go out, the way it's looking at the moment. This is a draw. The results will be updated. There's 2 games to go. And, you know, Wesley... I mean, somehow Fabiano needs to get a draw here, but he's a couple of pawns down. Can he do it? Can he still do it?
I'm lost for words. This is unbelievable stuff.
Let's stick with it, Fiona, because the time... Look at the time. I mean, the time is, it's not easy because White's got this weird blockade on those pawns. Weird blockade, which he's trying to break. But is White now winning because of... Oh, no, he's not. I nearly thought White
So the game was a draw
at the time,
and I think we're headed for a draw.
Well, heading to another playoff. I really need the bathroom, guys. Okay, well, the thing that we now know is Wesley So needs to win. He has to win this one. If it is a draw, he's winning now. He's just going to push the D pawn. It's going to be 8-all. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh,
well,
Simon.
I can't believe this.
It.
I mean, what happens now? I'll tell you what. I know what happens to me. I'm going to have a very quick, before the next round starts, break. And Fiona, maybe you can have a break after me. I'm literally just going to go for a minute.
I'm fine.
Okay?
I don't actually need the toilet. I just need a massive pizza or something.
Okay. Well, your pizza's going to have to wait, Fiona.
I'll entertain the people.
With a match like this, let's remind everyone, it was draw at the end of the normal. It was a draw at the end of the blitz. And now we go to the second blitz session. Unbelievable, Fiona. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, so while you're gone, for you people watching, this means you'll have to wait even longer for Magnus Carlsen. Sorry, guys. Let's just remind you, the Norway Gnomes will start their match against the Stockholm Snowballs right after this is over. But we have another tie, meaning this will go on. So I'll explain one more time what happens now. We will not have a complete match again. We will now have a round-by-round shootout. So 4 games, and as soon as one team decides one round in their favor, they go through to the finals. So it's been, I mean, I'm lost for words. We've witnessed some incredible chess today. We've really had it all, and we couldn't have asked for more. And what is also incredible is that this 8-8 tie, and let's remind you that in round 1, Akobian lost by disconnection. So who knows what could have been if he didn't get disconnected. And Greg is just informing us that Norway will actually start playing now. And yeah, Simon, I will tell Simon to put up the board when he's back from his little... Okay, so we'll start with round 4. So I think that means that we will see now again the same pairings we just had. So 1 against 1, 2 against 2, 3 against 3. And if one team can win this round, then they go through.
Well,
so
Fiona,
Simon.
Hi Fiona, how are you doing? Are you hungry for pizza?
I'm starving. But what's happening now? So we're getting this round 4. We'll start with this again, if I understood right. And Greg has said to clear your scoreboard again and start with round 4. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I don't know. I can't clear the scoreboard. They have to do that for me. But you know, it's amazing that the other match was supposed to start an hour and a quarter ago.
Yeah, and Greg is saying that the other match will actually start now.
It will start because you can't keep the world champion waiting longer than an hour and a half. I mean, come on, an hour and a half is long enough for the world champion. So the other match will start, I think, soon. This one is about to start, and you've got to stay tuned because let's remember, very quick look at the prizes. It's 1 round now, and this is going to be over in a matter of minutes. And this is the difference here that they're playing for. They're playing for $7,000 and a place in the final. And we should also mention, Fiona, that the last 2 round 4s have been dominated by the St. Louis Archbishops, but this is the epic match from I don't know.
I mean, they will start with this round 4, and which 2 times the St. Louis guys have taken in their favor by a very big score. So I think they might now be favorites to go through to the finals. By the way, you know what's funny? I guess David and Jesse will tell you about this later on. But today, so right now the Norway match will start against Stockholm. And today in the Swedish league, John Ludwig Hammer played against Joe Bava, and now they are facing each other again in the Pro Chess League. So
that's quite funny. And remember, after us, we got more commentators coming straight on. Now, I don't want to say, just talking a second, Fiona. I've got a position up here which is unbelievable. Wesley had to win against Fabiano, and this is no disrespect. It's been a long day, but it shows you in this position. White played Rook A3 check. White misses Knight G4 check, which he could have played, and this would have won a whole rook the game and put them through. Now, I hope Fabiano's not listening at the moment because I don't want to really say that in front of him, because you can miss these things after your short time. You know, it's easy to do. I hope no one's told him about that, because that will affect his play in the last round. He's got to bounce back now, and he's got to try to get something against Wesley So. But I'm going to have to say the Archbishops are probably favourites at the moment. They're feeling
I was
good.
also saying when you were away that who knows what could have been if Jacobian had not lost round 1 by disconnection.
Yeah, I see someone saying in the chat, Fiona, that they should decide this by push-ups. So you should have, you know, push-up competition, Wesley So versus Fabiano. And then you've got Jacobian versus Eric Hansen, who I think has been known to do a few push-ups in his past. Ben Feingold against Alexander. Who would win a push-up competition, do you think, Fiona?
I think it would have to be the Montreal ChessBrahs.
Okay, so it's a bit of an unfair way to finish it.
And by the way, someone in the chat was also pointing out that right now, Magnus, Fabiano Caruana, Grishuk, Wesley So, and Hikaru are all online at the same time. So that surely doesn't happen too often.
It doesn't, no. All the top players are around. And,
and Tarje is pointing out that in the Swedish league, where was it? There's so much going on in the chat, I can't even keep up. Jobava beat Hammer in this one in the Swedish league today.
Yeah, definitely. And we're just awaiting, like we say, for the last round to let everyone know the slate is clean. Okay, it's been a clean slate. By the way, I'm just going to put Magnus Carlsen on in the background, you know, because he has started. So just while we wait for the games to go, we're just going to.
By the way, just Simon, you were asking who would win a push-up competition, and Lawrence Trent has joined us in the chat again, and he's saying that Fabi would be a big winner at push-ups. That he's very strong.
Fabiano, okay, yeah, I can see that. I mean, Fabiano and Eric Hansen must be two of the favourites there to do the job. I mean, just to let everyone know, it's gone, 2 ties have gone on in this match. It's come down to the second playoff, which is just quite insane, and it's all on this one. And
Simon, the games have started.
Okay. Well,
sorry to interrupt. So I see Jacobian against Hansen has started, and I'm sure the other ones will momentarily.
Okay, we'll try to keep up with...
Carlsen has also started his game.
He's played the Dutch. Sorry, I'm looking at Carlsen's game. I'm sorry, Carlsen's played the Dutch. But anyway, I'm getting carried away with Carlsen's game now. Okay. So I'll try to get all the games. I'm doing my best here, people, to keep up with what's happening. There's a lot to keep up on. And I think it seems like we have all games. So I'm going to go board to board. Has Wesley started? No, he hasn't. On board 2, Jacobian. Jacobian is the game we're looking at. On board 3, one of the legends so far of these last couple of rounds, Ben. And Ben here has gone for his same setup. Remember, this is a decisive result, wins 7,000. And the last one is he's gone for this same setup, Fiona. Will we see H4 again here? H4 was played last time. I don't think we'll see H4 this time. I don't think it will happen. Oh, he's got H4 again.
H4.
Yeah, so.
And this was the game that Nicolas Rosenthal so brilliantly won.
Yes, it was, and he played great. So I'm surprised White has done the same thing again.
Is it the same position, actually?
It's the same position, yeah, exactly the same position. I just want to see if the top board has started. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they have started. So let's go to Wesley So against Fabiano Caruana.
A lot of moves there, and this time Fabiano gets black again, which is the colours have changed, haven't they? My mistake. So okay, and well, this seems like a pretty standard position, Fiona. It
is, yeah. I was just clicking through Twitter, through the chat. There was so much going on.
What happens if it's 2-2, Fiona? What happens if it's 2-2?
Then it goes. I think then we go probably to round 3.
Okay.
Right. So the opponents will change, but yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Well, I mean, just looking at the boards, we're doing them one by one. Decisive result is 7,000, puts them in the final. Looking at this one here, seems a pretty standard kind of position going on. I wouldn't say either side has a major advantage. I take White though, especially with maybe some problem on E6 now, isn't there? Mm-hmm. Isn't there some big tactic threatened? Bishop takes E6 and knight takes E6 is well, maybe you have bishop F7 there just holding it together, but it's something to watch out for.
Yeah.
That idea. And now if we go to board 2, we'll go back to this one. and Jacobian's getting the better of Eric, really, isn't he, Fiona? Maybe Eric needs to pull something out of the bag now.
I agree.
Bishop.
Yeah, no, you go.
Bishop takes e5 played. The queens are coming off. Not too much to report at the moment here. And Ben, we'll go back to Ben's one. It looks very blockaded now, Ben's position. Black has this one break f5 in the position. And I expect White might be going for the same break. Can he even go f4 here? Is this something he wants to maybe think about playing in this moment? It's one of those positions that can come to life at any second. And the last board, let's have a look at the last board.
Let's go to the last board.
Where Black played a fantastic game in this opening last time they played. And again...
And we have again the same scenario where both kings are quite out in the open. I mean, both sides have the attack, but will White be quicker this time? I mean, if you win this h7 pawn...
You've still got to sort of get through to the black king, though. I mean, it takes you a couple of moves, h5, h6. Black's pieces are pretty decently placed to sort of strike as well. You know, he's sort of playing with 4 pieces at the moment.
How do you... I was just going to say, how do you strike if I play h5 and h5 is on the board? So we will see.
You might have some dirty tactics here, nearly. I was just thinking about some idea. It doesn't quite work. You need to do something, don't you, as White here? And
Simon, I think we need to go back to the top board between Wesley So and Fabiano Caruana.
Okay, and whoa, this has changed. Let's just see what happened there. Now, okay, wow. I want to look at what happened because knight f4 is played, king h8, avoiding the problems on e6, g4, g5, and double-edged move because you're moving pawns in front of your king, you're weakening your king. And look what happens in a second. He first offers a pawn here, and White says no, and look at this for a move. This is a heroic idea. e5, offering that pawn to be taken by 2 pawns. Wesley says, okay, thank you very much, I will take that one. And now he sacks a piece. Is it a piece?
I mean, everyone has just gone lunatic. It's been such a crazy day. So let's see. So he's sacking the knight.
Unbelievable, this one. I mean, what's happening? It's just chaos here. I mean, isn't there a queen takes g5 check now and rook takes d2, winning the piece back? Or does he have something even stronger?
Stronger, yeah.
I mean, tiredness is certainly going to be taking a bit of a hold on the players, I would imagine, at this moment. But he's gone queen takes g5. Now, is he just going to play... Oh, he's going for more, Fiona.
Hey, queen h4. Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, this would be the best time for Fabiano to beat Wesley. Yeah. This would be a massive point.
There was a tactic there. If you take on d2, of course you get mated because there's a check here. You go rook d8, and I originally missed. There's this one, which Wesley must have seen. It just shows you how deep their tactics are, even in these positions. So queen h4, and now this is defending. I don't see where the compensation for the piece is now, to be honest. Not so sure. It looks like it's sort of, I would say, being surely being all right for. I mean, you could go for something with bishop d6, but you can't do it straight away, can you? Because there's some back rank problems. So bishop d6 is now being lined up. So it's still... Yeah,
so bishop d6, I could just take the bishop, yeah?
Yeah, with the... So you have to play this first, give your king an escape. But even here, bishop d6, I can take it and get a draw. I mean, you know, because there's a bishop check there. Incredibly complex here, Fiona. Yeah. Bishop, I mean, let's just show that variation. I'll try. Let's say a5, rubbish move. Bishop here, queen takes bishop, rook takes. Now you've got check, king here, bishop g8 check, and you have a draw because you have a perpetual. I mean, again, just shows you how crazy this is. And
And someone is saying that Ben is winning. So let's quickly go to Ben's game.
By the way, he's taken the draw. He's taken the draw.
Oh.
This is a draw on board one. It has happened. I've got something right for the first time in my life. I've done prediction. Just call me Nostradamus. And it's a draw. Whoa. Okay.
And by the way, Simon, I just wanted to say earlier I explained the rules wrongly just because I didn't know. So in case of another tie, so we will keep playing in this order. The pairings will not change.
Okay. The pairings will change.
We will keep playing each other until we have a winner.
But by the way, Ben's done it again. He's done it again.
Ben has won. Wow.
He's done it again. He's been he started off badly, but he's been
and
one
Jacobian
of the
has won. Simon, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Jacobian has won, meaning St. Louis are through to the final. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Wow.
And, I mean, okay, that's it, Fiona. They're through. The ChessBrahs must be kicking themselves.
Congratulations to St. Louis. To come from behind 2 times like this is really commendable. And yeah, massive congratulations. Big heartbreak for the ChessBrahs, who almost seem to have it in the bag. But what a match we just witnessed.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, that's going to go down as the most, the closest and most unbelievable chess match in the history of time. Not just on the internet, but outside of the internet. I mean, I feel so sorry for the ChessBrahs. I'll be honest. I wanted them to win the match. I know a couple of them a bit more than the other guys. So,
by the way, Ben Feingold is in the chat and he's saying easy match.
Not a problem. Always in the bag. Nothing to worry about.
Under control. And kudos to Ben, who started out by not having the best of days, but what a comeback he made in the end. So kudos to Ben and the entire team, of course. Yeah,
I mean, very quickly, we can show there must have been a tactic at some point in this game. I just want to show for the Ben fans out there. I know he's got a couple. I do know Ben's got a new YouTube channel. You should probably check that out as well if you're watching this. Got some good instructional stuff there. But there must have something happened. Let's just see where it did happen in this game. Well, okay. Well, first of all, Ben plays for the win. He's got a lovely control on dart square, so he should be playing for the win here. And we now had this sacrifice from White, but clearly this sacrifice, which he maybe had to play more of a desperation move, doesn't work, and things go bad. So lovely win. In Eric's game, well, Eric lost this game. Again, the highlight of this game, we'll just try to find out what happened. It seemed that, well, White just got his pawns going here. These pawns in the centre of the board started to basically march down the board, and that was it. And look, we're not going to spend much more time on this because, one,
Magnus Carlsen is playing, so I think... Without further ado, we are going to sign off. Thank you, Simon, for being such a great partner, not just tonight, but throughout the entire Pro Chess League season. And thank you, of course, everyone at Chess.com and Greg. Thanks to everyone in the chat for watching us. Wouldn't be the same without you for watching and can't speak anymore. I really need a pizza. Thanks to everyone, basically. It's been a huge honor and it's been a lot of fun. And hopefully see you around soon.
Yeah, definitely.
And of course, stay tuned for the Norway against Stockholm.
Yeah, I was just going to remind everyone, we're going to be off. The next 2 commentators are on straight away. You can watch Magnus Carlsen. Saying thank yous. Thank you, Fiona. Thank you, Chess.com. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Nearly everyone. 99% of people. And, and cheers, Fiona. It's been an absolute pleasure. We get off now so we get the other commentators on so you can watch Magnus. Stay tuned for Magnus.
Enjoy the next match. Thank you.